Oh boy, a rail safety video. We haven't talked about one of these in a while. And they come in many forms. Some are deeply unsettling and some are more informative, and then there's this one, David's Run, from 1987, produced by the Association of American Railroads to help educate children on not stepping on the dang tracks, you little brats. I feel like every generation has had their share of these films because kids don't comprehend not dying, apparently. Historically, I've talked about British Rail's outing when it comes to these safety films, but here in America, we had plenty of our own, and David's Run is simply one of them. And David's Run is weird and trippy, and I don't know what they were going for with that. Kinda reminds me of Are You Afraid of the Dark from Nickelodeon in some cases. They definitely went for a very horror, existential nightmare nonsense with this. The railroad in question happens to be Norfolk Southern, who, according to this film, have the most terrifying diesels imaginable. They're gonna destroy you. I've also muted a lot of the dream footage we're gonna see in this, because, unfortunately, they decided to use some copyrighted music during it, and I imagine they had approval, but I don't. So we're gonna avoid that. But a lot of the talking bits don't have to be muted, so that works out. That's fine, because most of what you're going to see in the dream sequence is just David wandering around, getting on a train and wondering what the heck is going on. Early in the film, you also see footage of him in the hospital along with his sister. Both are horrifically maimed. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because they angered the demon train? Well, I mean, yeah. David gets put under in the hospital and finds himself on a train to nowhere, rolling down the line. He makes no effort to actually stop the locomotive, though granted he's a kid, so maybe he just doesn't know. And to be fair, the vast majority of these films were meant for kids that just don't know, as generally, kids that know about railroads know not to mess with the stuff. Like, that's generally, those go hand in hand, usually. So films like this are meant more for kids who aren't necessarily super interested in trains, but are interested in messing around like a bunch of dang hooligans. Get off my lawn! At about the 3-minute mark, we finally get rolling into the actual what the heck happened. Showing a couple kids on some dirt bikes heading towards a railroad crossing. Oh no, what are they gonna do? They're gonna stop before the crossing as they're supposed to. And it's revealed to be David and his sister.
Can't keep up?
You drive too fast.
You're supposed to drive fast. It's a race.
Look, I just don't want to break my neck, okay?
You're not gonna break your neck. I didn't break my neck, did I? Hey, look!
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Don't throw that.
Why not? It's not gonna hurt anything.
You don't know that.
You know, it's worth mentioning that overall, despite being the kid having the horrific nightmare, David turns out to be the only sensible one throughout the film for the most part. He makes a few mistakes, but most of what he does as the lead role is tell the other kids, hey, don't do that. And yeah, don't throw stuff at trains. Don't do that. There are many, many reasons not to do that. British Rail did a good job of illustrating why you definitely don't do that for passenger trains, and even with freight trains, still don't do that. There's stuff you can hit and break and maybe knock out an air hose and remove the braking power and get a bunch of people killed. I mean, there's a lot of potential bad happenings, all right? If you want to throw stuff, go out in the woods and throw stuff at rocks. Throw rocks at rocks. Do anything else but vandalism. In fact, to illustrate this point, back in David's nightmare, apparently the train is being pelted by hundreds of children, all with random stuff, and he has to dodge and weave and try to avoid dying horribly. And with that out of the way, we jump to 2 other kids on a railroad bridge. No!
This is gonna be great. When that thing hits, this stuff is gonna fly. Let's hurry.
Let me get this last branch on, all right?
Okay, I'll head in back.
The second I saw this, I was like, no, listen. You shouldn't ever be on the railroad track. Children, you shouldn't ever be on the railroad track. And you definitely shouldn't ever be on a railroad bridge and or a tunnel for basically the same reason. A tunnel is slightly worse, because at least with the bridge you could jump. But even with that, it's still ridiculously dangerous. They aren't meant to be walked on. Don't go out there. And naturally the kids are out there putting a bunch of sticks and twigs so a train can run into them and they could watch it get blown off the track, because apparently they have nothing better to do with their time. Don't put things on the tracks either. Like, you walked multiple times out on this bridge and you know it's hard to get out there. You couldn't have brought all that out there in one go. Go to school. Go play basketball or soccer or football. Do anything but what you are doing right now. Is the area where they live that boring? That risking life and limb is the most fun thing they could possibly do? I'm just saying. And of course, as you might imagine, the train that David's on is the one that winds up headed towards the bridge, and one of the little brats gets his leg stuck and gets run over. They don't actually show it. They don't show the gore, but it does heavily imply it, which is good enough, I think, to illustrate the point. They didn't have to show the gore. The kid got run over by a train. Let the imagination do its work. It was brutal and horrific, and yeah, that's what happens. Don't go on the bridges. Dang it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
This is gonna be great.
That thing hits, it's gonna be unbelievable.
Come on, let's go.
After that, it jumps to before that happened, showing David with his sister again, watching those two kids take all the bushes and stuff towards the bridge because they're dumb. David doesn't attempt to stop them, though you can clearly see he thinks about it. Interestingly, for the second time in this film, when they're on the dirt bikes, before they cross the tracks, they stop and look both ways, which is interesting to me. On the basis that we are dealing with, kids doing the wrong thing, but for this one instance, they consistently do the right thing. That's the correct thing to do, especially on bikes. If you're crossing railroad tracks, you stop and you look both ways, even if there isn't a signal, or heck, even if there is one. And they do it in the film, so that's a nice, subtle way of not overly explaining it, but just showing it. Then it jumps to two more completely unrelated kids. One's named Debbie. I don't think the boy is ever named, but I'm gonna call him Sebastian for reasons we're about to get to.
Thought he understood those last two problems.
Hey, you want to see something neat?
What are you doing?
You'll see. Watch this.
No, never, ever mess with the railroad switches under any circumstances. Absolutely 100% not. I'm glad this film is illustrating why this is a bad idea, because it is a very, very bad idea. We then jump back to David and his sister, whose name is Linda, by the way. I missed that earlier. Well, once again, Dave over here seems to have a lick of common sense and suggests to his sister that maybe climbing on the boxcars is a bad idea. Linda appears to have the intellectual capacity of a rabid squirrel and always insists on doing something monumentally stupid.
Look, check this out.
It's getting late, Linda. We gotta get home.
It's not that late. Come on.
This ties into the idiot who switched the line because it caused the train that otherwise wouldn't even be on this track to go down that track towards where Dave and Linda are. In the dream sequence, we see that David is also on the train headed towards these particular boxcars, obviously implying that he's having flashbacks to that day's events where apparently a whole bunch of kids were just murdered on the tracks. And we jump back to David. Ah! No! I was horrified when I saw this. First of all, that can't be comfortable. And second of all, the movie doesn't actually illustrate why this is a bad idea, but let me promise you, it is like sitting on one of the rails, leaning on one of the wheels, just chilling. Dude, you're supposed to be the smarter one in this film, and you're the one doing this. Absolutely not. That is a horrifically terrible decision, man.
You're so dumb, David.
He winds up moving out of that instantly lethal position he's in just before the train comes, slams into the cars, and crushes his sister horrifically. And we jump back to the present, I assume, in the hospital, where the doctors are trying to resuscitate her. And by trying to resuscitate her, I mean not really trying at all.
Turn on the defibrillator. Give me the paddles.
It's ready.
Stand clear. Now. Again.
Doctor.
Again. Stand clear. Now.
Well, I mean, we tried the defibrillator twice, I guess that's good enough. Really? A defibrillator isn't even for this. We could try some chest compressions or anything. Nope. No, she's gone. She's gone. Rest in peace. We did everything we could. No, we didn't. So yeah, Linda dies, and then we get David just talking to the camera, telling all the children what they just learned. Why, not to go on the tracks, don't mess with the switches, don't go on the bridges. Good God. I wish he'd mentioned tunnels too, because those are just as dangerous. Don't climb on the cars, etc., etc. The film has about a 15-minute runtime, and I think overall it does an okay job of illustrating the point that it was trying to convey. I think it could be better in some areas, but I do like that it didn't get overzealous in terms of gore to the point that it was comical. It was a very realistic approach to things, showing how dangerous this could be and how in a fraction of a second you could die just because you couldn't stay off the train tracks. Don't mess with it. You're not supposed to be there. It's trespassing. Dang it, Sebastian. And as far as the exact making and history behind this film, well, it's almost very nearly lost media. It is really hard to find anything on it, any concrete information about it these days. There are many who remember seeing it in school, as it was played in many schools. But in terms of digitized versions, saving it for future generations, or just to have it for archival purposes, well, fortunately, someone did manage to upload one of the versions on YouTube. And yes, I said one of the versions, because according to one of the only sources I could find on it, this particular safety film, in a similar case to Robbie over with British Rail, had more than one version. But in terms of what is in those other versions, or if they still exist at all, I have no idea. This is the only one that's ever been uploaded to my knowledge, the only one that's been properly archived, and the only one that anyone seems to have ready access to. I'm sure somebody, somewhere, has the others, chilling in an attic or something, but until they surface, or someone with knowledge about the making of it comes forward and tries to explain more about it, there's going to be more unanswered questions than answered when it comes to its production. But in terms of the final result, illustrating railroad safety, well, outside of the trippy nonsense, which I guess was just popular about that time, I think it did a good job. Till next time, this is Darkness, and a bid you all a fun farewell. Seriously, don't lean on that. Why are you sleeping on the Good God, man!
You're so dumb, David.